Michael Burry says Tesla is overvalued, and AHMA is breaking out today over 200%. Let's talk about today's stock market news and my trade plan. So as you can see, Burry actually says Tesla is ridiculously overvalued. He gives a few good reasons. December stays December 1st. Looks like the market's opening weak. Had a strong close to the end of last week. Everybody's going back and forth about the probability of the rate cut. It looks like it's very likely, but people are still cautious about the data and lack of data. And it could also be setting up for a Santa rally, which typically December starts weak and then it heats up, especially it's closer to Christmas. Then everything just goes nuts. But that doesn't always have to happen. So it could possibly be the year we skip the Santa rally. As we get closer, we'll be able to tell better, especially as we hear Powell give a statement about an upcoming announcement on the actual rate cut. But 4 years ago, we did skip the Santa rally, and the charts, from what I showed in my last video, are looking kind of similar. So I think that probability of skipping the Santa rally is very, very possible. But let's go over why Burry says Tesla is ridiculously overvalued. So he says that it dilutes 3.6 of its value annually. And unlike a lot of companies, especially like NVIDIA, it doesn't offset with dilution, with stock buybacks to offset the dilution. So it doesn't buy its shares back like NVIDIA does, another highly overvalued company. Also, the $1 trillion pay package that just got approved for Elon Musk can cause further dilution. But that's not his best reasons from down the list here. He's also losing first mover advantage. Plus, the narrative keeps changing about what's going to really send Tesla's stock price into the stratosphere. First, it was EVs. That's not going so great. Then it was autonomous, the robo-taxi pilot program, way behind Waymo at this point. And next is, or most recently, is robotics with Optimus. And I know even Chris Camillo from Dumb Money Live, he's been waiting to get in huge on Tesla for his big Tesla trade because of Optimus. But I think even he's starting to lose conviction if you listen to him talk about it on his channel. So you can't argue it. It's good reasons why Burry is shorting them still. I mean, he's lost money in the past and he's decided to still short them. I think his reasons have actually become more valid than when he first started shorting them. But let's look at the hot stock running today, AHMA, a tourism company out of Dubai that just IPO'd last week. So this thing is popping off today from pre-market, went from the Ford area. It looks like it peaked at 1734 today. So my trade plan, that has picked up a few shares as it pulled back to this next support. It just picks up some starter shares. So it looks like it caught support around 1180, which makes sense. But if it falls through that support, that is a huge get the hell out of this stock sign. So, because usually you have 2 to 3 pumps. So it had the one run up pre-market, second run up when the market opened, and now it's midday, lunchtime. Everybody's starting to see if it's going to have the third run, but if it does, and it doesn't just bust through 1734, the high, then that is major short territory. If it gets weak anywhere before there, it could just come crashing right down and the trade is over. Because it's, they don't have a lot of financial data. It's just a runner of the day, and the run could be over, but it could squeeze the short sellers if it actually picks up steam the closer it gets to the high. So, like I said, I got some starter shares I could get stopped at before I finish this video. If it breaks through 1175, that means I'm out. But if not, and it can keep trading along VWAP here, this yellow line on the chart, just keep consolidating, especially up to the last hour of the day. That means it wants to go up. So, but like I said, high probability if it makes a third run but can't break $16 here, very high probability that it would come just straight back down. But if it can break $16 with strength, then this thing is cruising up, probably post-market into opening again tomorrow. So it could test $20 between overnight and tomorrow if it really wants to run. So that's my trade plan. I got the starter shares along VWAP here, but if it does break 1175, I am out. Let me know if you're trading it, if you got in from yesterday, if you already made money, what your trade plan is, if you're going to try to trade it again. And let me know if you think Michael Burry is right on shorting Tesla. So we'll see. Let me know if you got any questions or comments, and we'll see what tomorrow's news is.